first leg of this quest started with the truck broken down by the side of the road. Our next stop was going to be a little more relaxing.
Shooting in the brew pub was great. The minute you sit down, you got a pint in your hand.
A locally produced beer you can't get anywhere else.
And also that's been made by people passionate about making great beer.
We're at the Banff Avenue Brewing Company. We are here with Socrates, the owner, and he is going to help us pair a beer with the ingredients that we're going to be gathering over the next couple days. The Banff Avenue Brewing Company turns out to be a perfect match for our goal of making a meal out of locally acquired ingredients.
It's the only place in town that we actually use local water to make local beer. We don't really filter any of our beer. We don't filter any of the water. We don't treat it. We try and create recipes based on the water that we have and the ingredients that we have access to. We typically use 4 main ingredients, the same as the German purity law states: the water, yeast, hops, and malted barley.
It's funny that you say yeast, because yeast is actually a fungus.
Matt's got fungus on the brain, but it's really the water that turns out to be the key.
We also have a brewery up the road in Jasper, and we can't make the same beers that we make there because of that one principle. Like,
the water's different?
The water's everything.
Socrates gave us a brief summary of the history with beer and how he made his way from consumer to producer.
When I was in university, I was fortunate enough to go to school in a place where craft brewing culture was paramount.
I thought you were going to say craft brewing was actually part of the curriculum.
No.
Brewing school.
Brewing school. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wish, but what happened was I was spending more time at the brew pubs than I was at class, and now I'm doing this, and
very good.
Yeah, so.
And it worked out well.
That's right. Loads of people in university spend quite a lot of their time in pubs, and not too many of them make a career out of it.
It was time to get down to business. We needed just the right beer to complement the ingredients we were collecting.
I think something that would really pair well with a nice fresh trout, some fresh mushrooms. We have this really interesting product that we make here. We wanted to show people that you could make a dark beer that drank clean and crisp.
Nice.
And what we ended up with was something that we didn't really anticipate. We were trying to make a German-style Schwarz beer, which is a dark lager.
Okay.
And just to make it, to make people feel more familiar with that, we called it a black pilsner. And people are like, oh, I've had a pilsner.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I'll try the black pilsner.
Right.
And what happened was they really bought into it. Everyone really started to drink this beer because of certain characteristics that it brings to the table.
Okay.
Sounding good?
It's certainly sounding different. Do you like a Guinness?
No, it's a lager, so it'll drink clean and crisp.
Okay.
But, and it has a really a thin mouth profile. Like, it's not gonna overwhelm your palate, but it does have some complex roastedness to it. It definitely has some residual water bitterness because of the mineralization of our water.
Okay.
And that really accentuates the hops a lot. So even though the IBUs, which are international bittering units, will be by formula low on this beer, you're gonna have a nice hop flavor to it. It's a challenging beer for someone that hasn't had anything like it before, and it comes across, it's a real unique product that can only be made with this water, and it can only be found here.
Sounds great. Will it work with our planned meal?
You know, if you have the richness of the brook trout and that wonderful pink meat that comes along with that, and you have the amazing variety of weird mushrooms that you guys seem to have foraged for. You know what? I've grown up in this park, and I've never seen one of these. This is ridiculous.
I guess there's only really one way to find out.
You guys want to try it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'm gonna put this one aside. I promise I'll come back to it.
And this is called the what?
Thank you.
This is our lower bankhead black pilsner.
Searching for mushrooms was fun, but this ingredient hunting, I can definitely understand.
There's some things that you're gonna find in this beer that are unique.
Okay.
We use it gets its color from a roasted malt, and you're gonna see that we've used some really great American hops on this, but they're gonna stay on your palate a little bit longer, and that's gonna really play off the butter that you guys are gonna be cooking with.
Excellent.
Oh, excellent. Time to sample the beer. And again, aroma is important.
Hopefully nothing smells like sperm this time.
Cheers.
All right, cheers. Thank you.
Smell it, taste it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's roasting goodness.
Yeah, and you know, it's something, like I said, completely unique to this area.
Yeah, totally.
Completely unique to this brewery.
And it's light. It looks heavy and dark, but it's really light.
Dark beer that's not a heavy beer, that's pretty impressive. Beer tasted, secrets learned, it's now sadly time to move on.
Break's over. The next day, it was time to catch some fish.
Just a few rivers to cross to get to them.
On a
We're alright, and we're all in this together. We can make it to the finish. When we do, we will begin again. And all this lives like a ship out in the harbor. We can take it where we want, and when we do, we will be satisfied. So speak your mind, let your freak flag fly. Don't take more than you need. Keep your heart open wide, yeah. We're alright, and we're all in this together. We can make it to the finish. When we do, we will begin again. And all this lives like a ship out in the harbor. We can take it where we want, and when we do, we will be satisfied. And we're alright, and we're all in this together. We can make it to the finish. When we do, we